The lathe tutorial series I've started doing on Saturday night are going on very well. I put part 3 up last night. I think it's up to part 7 or part 8 on the Patreon channel. If anybody's got any comments or things they'd like us to try and cover, just send us an email or leave a comment in the comments box. Anyway, let's get on with it. I'm sure the motorcycle lads among you will recognise that bike. I do it, it's just a motorbike to me. But what I have got is one of those things there which I assume are valve covers. That's it there. And what I've got to do is make a spanner to fit that, because they live under the tank and the lad can't get them off without taking the tank off. So you want to take a flat flogging spanner. So if we measure it, it'll be imperial, but I'm going to do it in metric. 37.3. So if I cut a hex 37.5 on the plasma table, it should file quite nicely to size. Right, that's a spanner I've just cut up. It's had a little light clean up with a angle grinder with a floppy disk on it, and it is not bad. That would actually knock onto there. So I think a little bit of work with a flat file and that will go in. There's a little noggin on there just where it cut, where the cut started. If we take that off, that little bit there, I think it will do the job. Right, hopefully that's nice fit. So that's going to take those off without damaging them. The other one's actually got chisel marks on there, so that's a special tool for his motorcycle. I'm sure somebody will tell us what sort of bike it is. A little bit of time on here with a file and some emery to take them sharp edges off, and it'll be a tool to keep forever, I suppose. This is a steam fitting of a Sentinel steam wagon. It's not Richard's wagon, it's somebody else's. It's a S4 type Sentinel steam wagon. Now you can make some sealing washers for that face there. You can find out what size the threads are. I'm sure they're 3/4 BSP VR. I've got a 3/4 BSP union there, so I can measure that in cuts and washers to that hole diameter. 26.5 should do the job for them. And the outside I'll make 38. There's 2 valves going there. There's valve seats in the bottom. I'll also use that tap to clean the threads up. I had to buy a piece of copper plate because the plate I've got is nearly 4mm thick and he hasn't got enough thread on the unions for that, so I had to buy a piece of 1.5mm copper, and it was an absolute fortune. I couldn't believe it. It's just a little offcut and it was 15 quid. Anyway, I suppose that's the world I'm living in now. The cost of materials is it's doubled basically. Because the copper plate is so expensive, I've had a little experiment. I've got it in 1/2mm holes and I'm settling on that one there, which is 28.5. That's a nice fit. So I'll do the 38mm on the outside, cut one more steel one, and then we'll bring a bit of expensive copper plate in. It's going to be a decent fit on there. Cut the centre hole out first, the 28, and then cut the 38 outside here. Right, that'll do the job. Pull up this. You can make some of them out of copper now. Right, so that's a strip of 1.5mm copper. It's 20 inches long, 1.75 inches wide, and that cost me £15. Absolutely unbelievable. I've set it up and we'll cut the first one. I've actually set it up to cut 3mm steel because if I'd put 1.5mm steel in it wouldn't cut the copper. There's no particular setting for copper. It's just a case of experimenting until you get something that works. That's certainly going straight through. Mistake on that one because I touched the earth clamp, the other one would be good. I'll definitely settle for that. There's a little bit of gloss on the back that just scraped off with a fingernail. But the electric machine and top on drilling the hole, it's a horrible back that stuff, but the plasma does feel it. Right, the last thing of the last part of the process is to anneal them, that's soften them. So we'll heat them up to the cherry red and put them in some water. The water bit doesn't help soften them, that just cleans them. It's the heat that makes them go nice and soft. There's an oxypropane flame. It's a little bit of a bastard to get stabilised, but once you get it, it's not too bad. Once the nozzle warms up a little bit, that's it. Very hot flame, not as hot as oxyacetylene, but not far away. And you just gently heat these up on the fire brick. Right, they've all been suitably warmed up. Into the water now. Hope Deb doesn't watch this. She'll not like to see our cup getting treated this way, but never mind. Right, and that's those quenched. And they come out nice pink colour, nice and soft. Right, so they're the finished washers, nice and soft, ready to be put to work. Right, this is something completely different. I was doing a good deed and I was cutting a hedge. I'm actually cut through the wire and I'm going to repair it. The first thing you do is isolate it from the mains. See, I've damaged the wire there, chopped through it, and I've only had a loss a couple of foot of wire, so I'm going to cut it off, take the handle off until I can put a new, at least so I can repair the wire inside of here. They're normally quite straightforward to repair. It's quite a common thing to cut the ends off like that. Normally just the handle part comes off, you haven't got to strip the whole affair down. These are Phillips headed screws, but what they've done is they've put one torque screw in there. I don't know why they put a torque screw in, just to stop people taking it apart really. Right, it's actually a security torque, so it's got a little pip in the middle to stop people taking it apart. I don't know if these are security torques bits on this setup boat. And not bastard. Oh, yeah, some here. This might be a one. There's one there. It's got a little hole in the end. But it's not that size. Oh no, we've got a set of security torque things here. I bought these at Aldi, at a cheap shop, and they've been really good. The quality's decent for what they are, just to keep in the garage at home. Right, so all is not locked. Normally this part of the handle would come off, see, without stripping the whole machine so you can get to the switch. I hope anyway. I don't want it to take the whole side off because bits start jumping out. Right, you can no doubt see you couldn't just take the handle off the whole thing, you had to come to bits. Normally these don't go back together, but we'll do our best. You know, on some of the Black & Decker stuff you can just take a little inspection plate off and you can actually get to where the wires go. This is all sort of glued in, right? There's the wires there. So I'm going to join these inside the handle. We'll cut them off. And I'll put shrink wrap on them and do a proper repair so it doesn't get anybody. Put that bit on, that's the bit you normally leave off. Right, so we need to repair this wire. I'm going to Stanley knife to strip it and some shrink wrap, and then we should be able to put it back together. I've had a few of these to bits and not gone back together yet, but you never know. This is good gear. Makes a really secure joint. With a clamping piece on there. It's going to be alright. This is more fun than cutting edges anyway. Right, now I did lost a little spring out of the handle. It went in there. I'll be able to find a little spring for that. It's got like an interlock on it. Yeah. Right, it's only a little spring for in there. Right, I found a little spring, that's in. Put a bit of decent grease on the gear. We've got purple bearing grease. Not too much, just enough. Give it a fighting chance of living it. I've just found the original spring. I thought I'd lost the bastard, it's there. There it is. Ah. Right, so that goes in there. Like that. The one I found wasn't a bad replacement actually. It's got an interlock on, so you press that switch there, but that allows that one to make the contact. Double safety affair. Right, now we're going to try and get the bastard back together. These are always a little bit fiddly to get everything lined up. It appears you're not to rush because you can, that's it, you can break things very easily indeed. Things drop out of line. Right, and that sort of went together not too bad with a lovely clicking noise, so hopefully we're going to be grafting again here. They're not designed to be repaired either, throw away, but it's only the second time I've used the bastard thing, and the repair's as good as the original. You just tighten things up, just make sure everything still works, which it seems to. If they go together nice and simple and click like that, it means it's right. If you start forcing it and riving it, something's wrong. The moment of truth. Look at that. That saved 60 quid. That soldering iron I was using is one of my dad's old soldering irons, and it's actually got a switch on the plug. I've never seen a plug with a switch on the top like that. Interesting. 13 amp 250 volt. The little switch is quite handy, and there's a little LED there light that lights up when it's on. Once again, it's just to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. There's also a link in the introduction box of the video to my Patreon channel. You might care to have a look on there. Anyway, thanks for watching.